Imagine waking up to realize that all your hard-earned Bitcoin had vanished overnight. Gone. No recourse at all. This nightmare scenario happens every day to crypto holders who neglect the single most important thing of Bitcoin ownership: proper security. The solution? A hardware wallet, also called a cold wallet or cold storage. But not just any hardware wallet, the right hardware wallet for you. Over the next several minutes, you'll discover exactly how to protect your digital wealth with confidence by choosing the right hardware wallet, even if you're completely new to Bitcoin security. And by the end of this video, you should have your finger hovering over the buy button to upgrade your Bitcoin security to the next level. If that sounds good, let's get to it. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to a Bitcoin basics video. And this one is about how to select your first Bitcoin hardware wallet. This video is going to be Bitcoin focused. So if you're interested in more information on hardware wallets that support thousands of different cryptocurrencies, you might have to do a little bit of your own research. This guide will help you understand the basics and make a confident choice to secure your Bitcoin. Whether you're holding a small amount or you have bags full of Bitcoin that you've been holding for years, the decision you make today could be the difference between peace of mind and painful regret. So what is a hardware wallet and why should you use one? You can think of a hardware wallet as a small, secure gadget that acts like a vault for your Bitcoin. They come in all different shapes and sizes, and some of them look like this little device, or this, even this, or one of these. All of those are examples of different hardware wallets that help you securely protect your Bitcoin fortune. As we've discussed in a previous Bitcoin Basics video, shockingly, despite the name, a Bitcoin hardware wallet doesn't actually hold any Bitcoin. It simply stores your unique digital password, often called private keys or seed phrase. In fact, those two things are different, but they're basically interchangeable. And they both give you access to the Bitcoin and also allow you to review and sign or approve transactions before they are broadcast to the Bitcoin network. A hardware wallet is designed with one simple task in mind. That is to securely hold your private keys used to approve transactions completely isolated from the internet. The idea is to separate the most valuable information in your financial life from your everyday devices like your phone or your computer that might be much more vulnerable to hackers and malware due to their persistent internet connection. It's basically a tiny, super secure computer with one simple job: to keep your keys, and therefore your Bitcoin, safe from online threats. Before we get into the features you need to look for in a hardware wallet, let's really understand why a hardware wallet is crucial to your Bitcoin security. Number one, hardware wallets offer private key protection and storage. Your private keys never leave the device, thereby giving you protection against malware and online attacks. Since those private keys or seed phrase control access to your Bitcoin, keeping them isolated on a specialized device prevents hackers from stealing them by infecting your phone or computer with malware or other malicious software. Hardware wallets also offer physical security for your Bitcoin, which gives you peace of mind for your long-term holdings. The specialized secure chips in hardware wallets are designed to resist a physical tampering attack, making them significantly harder to compromise than a regular computer or phone. Hardware wallets also provide separation of your signing device from other internet-connected devices. By keeping transaction signing separate from online devices, you create an air gap that prevents remote attackers from getting to your Bitcoin, even if your computer is compromised. Hardware wallets also give you protection against exchange hacks and third-party custodial risk. When you control your own keys with a hardware wallet, you're not vulnerable to exchange hacks, accounts being frozen, or an overnight bankruptcy. And hardware wallets give you protection against address manipulation attacks. Hardware wallets that include screens require you to verify recipient addresses on the device itself, which prevents malware from secretly changing addresses through clipboard hijacking or even address poisoning. Okay, now that you understand the basics, let's walk through the features that really matter when selecting your first Bitcoin hardware wallet. We'll start with the 10 essential security features every beginner should look for in a hardware wallet, then move on to important features worth knowing about, and finally, we'll cover nice-to-have features that improve convenience or usability. Let's start with the essential features. Number one is a strong security focus. This is the whole idea of a hardware wallet, and the company needs to demonstrate it really has a focus on the security of its device. I would look for secure element technology that is EAL6+ or better to help resist physical attacks on the device, or alternative security chip architecture like PCI compliance in the Keystone 3, or a virtual secure element chip in the Jade and Jade Plus. I would also look for a pin protection feature to help protect against physical access to the device. The second essential feature I would look for is true offline seed generation. Make sure the device has the capability of generating a seed phrase completely isolated from any online software. Make sure the device is creating seed phrases using true random number generation techniques, and that seed phrase never gets exposed to an internet-connected device. And a bonus would be verification of the entire seed phrase during account setup. Some hardware wallets ask users to verify a selection of words, a few words. I prefer hardware wallets that ask me to verify the entire seed phrase during the account setup process. And the third essential function that I would look for in a hardware wallet is passphrase support. I can't think of any offhand that don't offer this feature, but I think it's really important to make sure that this is included in the feature list of the hardware wallet that you buy. This passphrase creates an additional layer of security beyond your seed phrase. That is, it's a password to the password, basically. And it protects against physical theft of your seed phrase. That is, if your seed phrase gets compromised in any way, it's protected by a passphrase and your funds are still secure. It also allows for plausible deniability and setting up of decoy wallets. And the fourth essential function I would look for is a Bitcoin-only firmware option. Now, some hardware wallets come right out of the box and they are Bitcoin-only, for instance, the Blockstream Jade and Jade Plus. And some other wallets give you the choice of two different firmwares, one that supports thousands of different cryptocurrencies and one that is Bitcoin-only. Either one of those choices is perfectly fine. And why choose a Bitcoin-only firmware? Well, a Bitcoin-only firmware has many fewer lines of code than a firmware that supports thousands of different cryptocurrencies. Therefore, there's much less attack surface on a Bitcoin-only firmware than one that supports all those different cryptos. Basically, the simpler code base of a Bitcoin-only firmware has fewer potential vulnerabilities. The fifth critical feature that I would look for in a hardware wallet is BIP39 compatibility. Now, I don't think you can get a hardware wallet that's not BIP39 compatible, but there might be some out there. BIP39 compatibility is an industry standard across cryptocurrency. It means your wallet is compatible with the 12 to 24 word seed phrase protocol, and it means it's compatible with a variety of different software applications. The sixth critical feature I would look for in a Bitcoin hardware wallet is a user-friendly interface. And this one is really important, especially for beginners. I would look for simple, intuitive controls on the device itself, a clear display for transaction verification, an easy-to-follow setup process with minimal technical knowledge required. And the seventh critical feature that I would look for in a Bitcoin hardware wallet is a reliable backup and recovery system. Your wallet must have a straightforward process for generating a seed phrase and guiding you through the backup procedure, which will provide you with a simple restoration process if your device is lost or stolen. The eighth critical feature I would look for in a hardware wallet is a quality companion app. This one is really important as well. Some hardware wallets don't come with a specific companion application. They just rely on their compatibility with a variety of software applications on the market. I think that it's really important, especially for beginners, to have a really well-developed companion application to the hardware wallet. Some that come to mind immediately are the Trezor devices, the Safe 3 and the Safe 5, and Blockstream Jade with their companion app is called the Blockstream Green Wallet. These companion applications walk you through the setup process step by step and are easy to use and intuitive. Some even provide basic education about Bitcoin wallet security. The ninth critical feature I'd look for in a Bitcoin hardware wallet is fully open source design. Ideally, you'd want completely open source code and hardware designs. This means that the manufacturer posts the code that's running the device, the computer code, and the design of the hardware online for everyone to see. That doesn't sound very safe, but what it does is it allows everybody in the world access to the software to check for vulnerabilities, and it makes the software much more robust. And a bonus is an active developer community that regularly reviews the software and improves the code base. Ideally, you don't want to have any black box components that can't be independently verified. Now, a lot of hardware wallets have open source code for the software that runs in it, but they can't open source the code for the security chips, and I totally understand that. And the last critical feature I'd look for in a Bitcoin hardware wallet is a direct purchase option. Whenever possible, always purchase your Bitcoin hardware wallet from the manufacturer itself. Never buy a hardware wallet from a third-party marketplace or secondhand. Whenever possible, use the manufacturer's official website. And some of them even take Bitcoin for a purchase option. These core security features form the foundation of a reliable Bitcoin hardware wallet. But as you grow more comfortable with Bitcoin, you might appreciate some of the more advanced features that we're going to cover right now. These are 4 different features that can improve the security of the device, but aren't absolutely necessary. So I call them important. Number 1 is an air-gapped capability. A hardware wallet with true air-gapped ability has to have a built-in camera to function, in addition to a rechargeable battery of some type. For instance, this Blockstream Jade Plus has a built-in camera right on the back, and it has a rechargeable battery inside. So this can operate without any type of direct connection to a computer or anything like that, any internet-connected device. It simply scans a QR code and displays a QR code to complete transaction signing. This completely eliminates attack vectors through direct network connections. Another advanced feature that you might like in the future is multi-signature support. Most hardware wallets on the market offer multi-signature support, but not all of them. A multi-signature wallet is basically taking 3 different hardware wallets and using them together as a security shield that your Bitcoin sits behind. Now that is secure and represents the ultimate level of Bitcoin wallet security. Wallets need to have special code built into the operating system in order to participate in one of these multi-signature collections. Multi-signature support also enables corporate or family inheritance planning and creates redundancy in your security system and also eliminates a single point of failure. The third important feature that you might look for is Bitcoin protocol feature support. You can future-proof your wallet with Taproot compatibility for enhanced transaction privacy, check for support for upcoming protocol improvements, and look for features that help prevent address reuse and maintain UTXO privacy. And the last important feature that I think you might look for is advanced transaction management. Look for wallets that offer coin control, which is manual UTXO selection, custom fee settings and estimation tools, and replace by fee support for transaction flexibility. Beyond these security essentials and important features, there are several quality of life improvements that can make your hardware wallet experience more convenient without compromising security. I call these nice-to-have features. Let's go through 6 nice-to-have features, and then we're all done with the features list. Number 1, it's nice to have multiple connectivity options. Some wallets offer USB connection, Bluetooth support for connection to a mobile device, QR code scanning through a camera, and even NFC connection to a mobile device or card reader. Another nice-to-have feature is alternative backup methods. Some wallets offer micro SD card backup options. Some wallets include multiple backup card systems, like the Tangem, and most wallets offer metal backup compatibility for durability and security. The third nice-to-have feature is an enhanced display. While a basic display is essential for transaction verification, some wallets offer a tiny little monochrome display, and some wallets offer a 4-inch IPS color touchscreen, like the Keystone 3 Pro versus the Trezor Safe 3. While they both have displays allowing you to verify transactions, you can see how a 4-inch display is like holding a cell phone, and it can make your life a lot easier when you're verifying and signing transactions. Also, the touchscreen capability on some hardware devices really improves the ease of navigation. The next nice-to-have feature is a real personal one, and that is the form factor of the device. Some devices come in the form of a credit card, which makes the card super portable and super durable. It can just be slipped right into a wallet. Other devices look almost like a USB stick, and other devices look like a traditional cell phone. You have to decide what form factor best fits your needs. The fifth nice-to-have feature is battery power. While some devices require a USB connection to your computer in order to function because they don't have a built-in battery, other devices that have a battery can operate completely offline, disconnected from your computer or phone. This built-in battery gives a lot of flexibility in the way you use a hardware wallet, whereas wallets with no built-in battery really offer not much flexibility in the way they're used. That doesn't mean they're not secure, it just limits their flexibility. But when a device does have a built-in battery, what happens when the battery dies? Can the device be plugged in and work, or do you have to charge the battery? And what if the battery needs to be replaced? For instance, in the Keystone 3 Pro, you can't replace the battery. When the battery dies completely, you have to replace the device. But a battery, again, is required for true air-gapped operation. And the last thing you need to think about when buying your first Bitcoin hardware wallet is practical considerations. In other words, some hardware wallets require additional equipment in order to operate. The Sato chip is a great, inexpensive hardware wallet with really advanced security, but it requires an extra piece of equipment in order to operate. I had to buy a third-party card reader to be able to use this wallet with my computer. Another consideration is the company's reputation and its security track record. For instance, the company Trezor that makes the Trezor Safe 3 has been around since 2013. That's 12 years in the Bitcoin space. That's a long time. And the last practical consideration is the price point. Although with the value of Bitcoin rising exponentially over time, I really wouldn't put too much focus on the cost of the device. And the cost can range from about $27 up to about $400. But that's a small price to pay for the highest level of security you can get for your Bitcoin. Now that you understand what to look for in a hardware wallet, let's explore some specific wallet options that are particularly well suited for beginners. I'm going to start with the Trezor hardware wallets, specifically the Trezor Safe 3 and the Trezor Safe 5. Now, I don't have the Trezor Safe 5 in my possession. I have ordered it. It is on the way, and you can expect a review pretty soon. But I've had the Trezor Safe 3 and the Trezor Model T for years, so I can attest to their security and ease of use. Why do I think the Trezor brand wallets are beginner-friendly? Trezor has a unified ecosystem with options for different comfort levels of users. Whether you prefer simple buttons or a touchscreen, Trezor offers solutions that grow with your security needs. Both models share the same security foundation. That is, they both have secure element chips that are EAL6+ certified. Both models are fully open source with their code, allowing for independent verification, and they have over a decade of experience in the Bitcoin industry. Some key features of both devices are EAL6+ certified secure element chips to help secure your Bitcoin from physical attacks. They both have an open source design. They both offer a Bitcoin-only firmware option. They have an intuitive user interface and a comprehensive companion application, which I think is the best in the industry. Both models have robust backup options, including a 12 to 24 word seed phrase and what's called a Shamir backup when your seed phrase is split into multiple 20-word shares. They both have passphrase and taproot support. Trezor has an active community and responsive help channels for troubleshooting. Both models have regular firmware updates with continuous feature improvements and security enhancements. And of course, there's no subscription fees. The Trezor Safe 3 starts at about $79, and the Trezor Safe 5 starts at $169. But keep in mind, both models require a USB-C connection to your computer in order to function, and they cannot operate in a completely air-gapped fashion. The main difference between the Trezor Safe 3 and the Trezor Safe 5 is that the Safe 5 has a larger color touchscreen that allows for easier navigation and operation. Two other hardware wallets I'm going to mention are from the same family, and they're the Blockstream Jade and the Blockstream Jade Plus. The thing that's different about them is that they are Bitcoin only from the start. They do not support thousands of different cryptocurrencies, which you have an option to do with the Trezor. The Jade and the Jade Plus also operate completely air-gapped from your computer. They do not require a USB connection to operate because they have a built-in camera and built-in battery, which allows for easier transaction verification and signing. And I can attest, this screen is beautiful. The companion application, which is Blockstream Green Wallet, provides a step-by-step introduction for new users and walks you through the setup process. Each device has a variety of connection options, from USB to Bluetooth and even QR code scanning. The design of these devices encourages proper security practices from the beginning. Another interesting feature of the Blockstream Jade and Jade Plus is their stateless security model, where a locked device or a device that's asleep contains no valuable data at all. That is, if you elect to use it in this manner, the memory is completely wiped when you turn the device off, eliminating risks from physical theft. In other words, if somebody stole this, there's nothing on it to take off of it. If they tried to get into the system and take the seed phrase out, there's no seed phrase in it. The Jade and Jade Plus also have advanced PIN protection, just like the Trezor Safe 3 and Safe 5, including a duress PIN that allows you to completely wipe the device in a very covert manner. Also, the Jade and Jade Plus give you access to Bitcoin's leading sidechain called the Liquid Network for enhanced privacy, lower transaction fees, and access to a variety of different assets. The Jade and Jade Plus are fully open source. Not only is their software open source, but their hardware is as well. And like the Trezor series, the Jades offer PIN protection with anti-theft measures. That is, if you enter the wrong PIN a certain number of times, the device is erased. Both the Trezors and the Blockstream Jade are compatible with a variety of popular Bitcoin softwares. And the Blockstream Jade and Jade Plus have an active development community and receive regular firmware updates. The Blockstream Jade starts at about $79 and the Blockstream Jade Plus starts at about $149, but this model with the silver aluminum was about $169. Now let's clear up some common misconceptions about hardware wallets. Number one, hardware wallets store your Bitcoin. No, they don't. Hardware wallets store the keys or the seed phrase that gives you access to your Bitcoin. The Bitcoin is actually stored on the Bitcoin blockchain and never leaves. The second misconception is if you lose your hardware wallet, you've lost your Bitcoin. Nope. As long as you properly backed up your seed phrase, you can simply restore access to your Bitcoin using a new wallet. And the third misconception is hardware wallets are just expensive USB drives. Nope. Hardware wallets contain super special electronic components and secure element chips designed specifically to protect your private keys, even if they're connected to a compromised computer. And the last misconception is hardware wallets make my Bitcoin unhackable. Not really. While hardware wallets significantly improve your Bitcoin security, proper use and seed phrase protection are equally, if not more, important. A hardware wallet is an investment in your financial security. While it may seem super complex at first, the peace of mind knowing your Bitcoin is super secure is well worth the learning curve. You need to choose a wallet that balances security features with usability that matches your technical expertise and comfort level. Remember, the perfect hardware wallet is the one that you use consistently and correctly. The most secure wallet in the world won't protect your Bitcoin if it's too complicated for you to use properly. Most importantly, properly backing up and securing your seed phrase is the foundation of self-custody. Take the time to do this right, and you'll have a solid foundation for your Bitcoin security. The bottom line of this video is there are dozens of different hardware wallets on the market. I can't go through all of them in one video, and it would be super long and super confusing. Even longer than this video. My personal recommendation is either the Trezor series if you want the flexibility of Bitcoin-only firmware or multi-coin firmware, or look into the Blockstream Jade or the Blockstream Jade Plus if you're going to be a Bitcoin-only investor. And be sure to check out our follow-up guide, how to set up your very first Bitcoin wallet. That's coming up in a future video. So don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the thumbs up button while you're down there. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I will see you in the next video.